Softball, this is the UIL Texas State Playoffs, and tonight we are going to have the Weslaco Lady Panthers in town, and they are representing 32-6A, that district, and they so far this year are 28-6, 12-2 in district. They finished number 1 overall, and their opponent will be from the San Antonio area, from District 29-6A, and it's going to be Oliver Wendell Holmes High School. The Lady Huskies, will call them Holmes for short, the remainder of the night. And they are 19-10 overall and 12-4 in district. They finished number 2. Of course, number 1 in that district was a team that went undefeated, the O'Connor Panthers. Yes, Panthers have been a tough matchup so far this year for Holmes. They lost twice to the Panthers in district play. We'll see if that bad luck holds true tonight. That would be, of course, good for the Lady Panthers of Weslaco. And they are coached by Mario Rodriguez. He has been coaching them for 16 years. And we'll share some of those as the game goes on. Weslaco, of course, they are in purple tonight, basically purple uniforms with some white numerals. And Holmes, they are the home team. She is in the second year as head coach of this team. She originally coached over at Clark. We are glad that everybody is aboard with us tonight. And coming up first, a young lady that had 2 home runs. That's right, two home runs in the third inning, one a 2-run homer, one a 3-run homer. She leads off, and that is Lexi Escamilla. She is the shortstop tonight, and she is going to face Navia Herrera, and she is going to be the pitcher. She has pitched the majority of this season for the home team tonight from San Antonio. We expect to see her, if this goes 3 games, this is going to be best of 3. We expect to see her in parts of all the games, not necessarily going to start all the games. If it goes 3, remember last year, Weslaco played here against Harlan out of San Antonio and won the opener on Friday night, also won the second game on Saturday, so there was no need for a 3rd game. And again, we'll see how that turns out this time. And currently, we have a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch, and it's going to be a grounder to second base, and it's going to be a 4-3 out. So Escamilla makes the first out of the game, 4-3, as she grounds out to second base. And that is Gabriella Harris, and she gets it over to third base, actually to first base, I should say, for the out. And that's Saria Rangel, and she is a flex player, so Rangel will only play the field tonight. She will not bat, at least as of this time. Sometimes players reverse and come in different roles, but we'll have to wait and see. This is one of 4 broadcasts taking place tonight for KWES. That happened last year when we did one of these broadcasts of the postseason. We had Weslaco East in action, also Weslaco Panthers, both girls softball and boys baseball, and we'll run down some of the games that are going on tonight that you can pick up on YouTube live via KWES. Now we have our second batter of the night, Alexis Solis. And Solis, she right now is going to be playing, I believe, third base and wears number 4. She gets in there, and so far, first pitch is a strike. We'll run down some of the pitches of Herrera, talking to her coach before the game. Has quite a selection, everything from a screwball to a curve and drops and all kinds of stuff. I think she throws about 5 or 6 different pitches. So a very, very astute pitcher, and someone that, again, won't go down easy tonight as a pitcher. She has pitched 125 innings and allowed 122 hits, 87 runs, a 3.57 ERA, and her record is 16-7 overall, 10-3 in district, and that is a pop-up, and it will go to the second baseman. So very quickly, Weslaco has 2 outs. Again, a pop out to the second baseman, and that is going to be Jules Garcia now coming up, the catcher. She wears number 27. So Weslaco not getting a big inning to start off. A lot of their games we've seen lately, they've scored in the first inning. We'll see if that will change right now. Of course, in the final game, the last game they played, that was in the by-district round, they defeated PSJA North Lady Bears 18-2. Now that's going to be a grounder to short, and that'll be a 6-3 out. So a very fast inning. 3 up, 3 down. We played 1/2 inning, and it is the Lady Panthers nothing, and Holmes coming to bat. And once again, we mentioned how Solis popped out. When she was at bat, that was to Gabriela Harris. And just now, a ground out short to first, and that was Caitlin Casas. They call her KK, and she threw the ball, as we mentioned, over to first to Rangel. So a very quick inning for the Panthers. Let's see if they can do well on defense. They've got their ace on the mound tonight, and that is going to be Katia Reyes. We call her Kat, and Katia has had a very good year. She is so far 14-4 overall, has a 1.15 ERA, and remember, in the series against the PSA Lady Bears, PSJA I should say, she went 7 innings the first game, got a 6-1 victory, and struck out 15 batters in that game. Then in the next game, Rodriguez started, Julie Rodriguez, but Kat came in with 1 out in the 3rd inning, and she went the final 2 1/3 innings and struck out, I guess, about 7 or 8 batters if I remember. And so in those 2 games alone, in the by-district round, she struck out over 20 batters. That was pretty amazing. And again, for the season, she has struck out 208 batters. So she is on her game. She is a senior, and she will be going to junior college. Well, Clinton Junior College in Waco. And we were wondering maybe where will she wind up after her junior college days, community college. Maybe at Baylor. We understand that community college has a good connection with Baylor, so only time will tell. We haven't talked to her personally. Of course, her sister's just a freshman, Lola Reyes, and she'll step in, maybe take some of the roles that Kat used to have. Kat is going to be an outfielder and a pitcher when she goes to college, community college, but right now playing shortstop, and maybe when the coach up there in Waco sees what she can do, maybe she'll play some infield too. So the leadoff batter now coming up for the home team tonight, designated home team, a neutral site obviously here in Laredo. And it's Bill Johnson Student Activities Center where we are. We were here last year when we played Harlan. And it's number 1, Sydney Rios. She is playing third baseman. She is a slap hitter. And she wears number 1. Now she'll also pitch at times. Pitched about 30 innings this year. And I'm sure if we go to a 3-game series, we'll see her get in. But I understand from our coach, she's a very good fielder. And they want to keep her out there as much as possible. 1-1 is the count. And Rios will be followed by another slap hitter, very active in the field in the top of the first, Gabriela Harris. And then some of the meat of the order. Rios hitting over 500 this year. All right, played 28 games, has 49 hits, 5 RBIs, 1 second base hit, got a couple triples, no homers. She's walked 14 times and struck out 7. Here is the pitch and a swinging strike. Kat throws a lot of outside pitches. That according to the coach over there with Holmes. She's watched a lot of tape of Kat pitching. That was an outside pitch, but a grounder to third. Leadoff runner on base, Sydney Rios. Gary Gonzalez, number 6, Gabriela Harris up. Talking to Gary Gonzalez, our PA announcer. And now a kickoff at second base. Out. Good heads-up play on defense by Weslaco. After the error, runner is erased, trying to steal again. Harris, a slap hitter that Romy Nunez couldn't handle. So we have 1 out. .500. So the 2 leadoff hitters get on bases. Leads the team in that. 3 home runs. Has a fastball, a riser, drop curve, changeup, and a crop. So 14th walk of the season for Casas, 3rd batter of the ball game.
Up next, number 3.
She's the shortstop. Wears number 6. Swinging strike. He reached 100 here today. It's not that now, but still in the 90s. Foul ball. And I do want to switch one thing. I actually gave you Casas stats for Harris. Harris actually hit 8 walks and 13 strikeouts. Foul ball. 1-2 the count. So Casas 13 and 5 strikeouts. But she is a .500 hitter. So 2 of the first 3 batters up, 333. Again, you'll see some cuts from Casas, not a slap hitter like the first 2. And that'll bring up the 2nd out of the game. Now, don't know if she's any relation to Kat, though. Reyes, a fairly common last name. It's smacked over the wall in center field. And that is going to be Harris, who walked, comes in. Reyes, two-run homer to center field. Now coming to back and looking at Reyes as far as Reyes just connected. We see it's a 2-0 lead for Holmes against the Weslaco Lady Panthers, who will come to bat in just a moment in the top of the. Nice job out there. It's not her first of the season, as we mentioned, so she's no stranger to the long ball. And by the way, caught by Alexis Solis. If you're scoring, P5. As far as RBIs, that was her 23rd and 24th. They've been able to knock some runs in this year. They're on a 7-game winning streak. Struggled in the to their coach, Holmes, head coach, before the game. She said in one of the games against O'Connor, a couple of her best players was 13-9 last season, 9-7 in district. They missed her second campaign, gets them to the playoffs as we get ready for the top of the second inning. She had a home run that scored multiple runs. Bears, Lady Bears, with that big 10-run third inning. And again, talking to Coach Mario Rodriguez, we talked about last game, sometimes there are different doing that, and at one point that was the case for Weslaco in that game, but they don't have that mercy rule in the playoffs. Only mercy rule is you have to Cat at the plate, 0-2 the count. And that is popped up to right field. And it goes over the right fielder's head. Cat's gonna have at least to be solid out there. Kitty. Ball got over the right fielder, Chloe Martinez. It looked like she might have a play for a moment. Romy Nunez, who is the daughter of a buddy of mine, Alex Bravo III. He works the scoreboard over at the Lady Panthers. Can play catcher. I remember her freshman year seeing her do that. She wears number 22. And the count is action via KWES. Maybe you're switching around to some of the other games. We'll try to get to some of those other games between innings and tell you what's going on tonight as far as the KWES broadcasts. Just one game winner take all. They started at 6:30 tonight. And as we get updates, Adrian De Leon, who is my producer, and Miss Christie, Flower Bluff, say that 10 times fast, Flower Bluff, the Lady Hornets, Joey Aguilar and Mike Gonzalez doing the announcing, videographer Val Zamora, and producer and streaming that broadcast is Joe Leal. Remember, against PSJA Bears, hit a 2-run homer for the Lady Bears, but that was it. That was their only runs for the rest of the night. Weslaco scored 18 unanswered runs in that game. Can lightning strike again? We'll see. By the way, no chance of lightning tonight. Clear skies. 95 degrees right now. So it's a warm one. 59% humidity. And winds are at 13 miles per hour. Looks like they are blowing out. Maybe it aided that home run a little bit. But that was not a cheap shot. Hit by Holmes. And that is a call, strike 3. So that is going to be the first out of the inning. Top of the second for the Lady Panthers. Kat Reyes remains at third. The designated player, number 10, Stacy Batista, is now coming to the plate.
Up next, number 10, Stacy Batista.
She can also play the outfield. She's a senior. Wears number 10, as we mentioned. Has some power. Can get the job done when she needs to. A lot of fans have come over tonight to enjoy this game from Weslaco. We appreciate it. Foul ball. Girls appreciate the support, of course, staying overnight no matter what happens in this game. There'll be a game tomorrow at 2 o'clock. If necessary, there'll be a third one 30 minutes after that. We mentioned that Madison Lopez had the home run for the Lady Bears. Of course, there's a Madison Lopez also on the Lady Panthers. I did not make a mistake. Both of them have that name. Count right now, 2-1. I guess for the left fielder's head, and here comes Cat. Scores the first run of the night in the top of the second for the Lady Panthers. And the score is now 2-1. And again, give that RBI on the double to Stacy Batista. Still one out. And Mia Rodriguez is coming up, plays second base. Had a couple hits in that game. A sophomore, wears 34. Has had some struggles hitting the ball, but talking to her father, who's also the head coach, Mario Rodriguez, he said she's been hitting the ball hard, but just hitting it at people. And I do believe that. She's a solid player. We mentioned on the last broadcast, I did the game last year. They were playing Weslaco East in Weslaco, a non-district game. And remember, it went to 8 innings. That's extra innings in girls softball. And Mia Rodriguez had the winning hit, so that was as a freshman. Played the outfield last year, now has moved over to second base. Fielding is during that game. Right before her second hit, I think she's going to get ready to come out of that slump. Even told her dad that. Good eye, 3-0. Single, walk, hit by pitch. That's going to be a called strike. Can't blame her for holding. Throws a number of different pitches. So you don't know exactly what to expect. And that is going to be a grounder to short. Throw to first. And that will be out. From Harris to Rangel. Runner on second, unable to advance.
Now batting.
She plays center field, fouled away. Now, playing center field. And we'll have to see if she pitches at all during this game. She, of course, has transferred over this year from, so she's on the bench right now. And went 2 1/3 innings before Cat took over. Power, as Cat does. But again, if this game goes 3, I'm sure we'll see her. 2-2 the count. Batista still at second base. Winner of Harlan series. Harlan, of course, was the team Weslaco defeated 2-0 in the best-of-3 series last year during the area round here in Laredo. Harlan, obviously an opponent of Holmes. I believe those teams went 1-1 during the regular season. PSJ North 31-6A, Harlan 29-6A. Count is 2-2. Sun starting to settle a little bit. And that is going to be a pop out of liner to the third baseman for the third out of the inning. Holmes over the Lady Panthers of Weslaco 2-1. So again, Rodriguez, she pops out to the third baseman to end the inning. That was Sydney Rios. Off Herrera in the bottom of the inning. We talked about a lot of things going on tonight. A couple other games going on. We mentioned the Weslaco East game are taking on the Mac High Bulldogs. I believe the Wildcats are hosting that game. Carlos Robledo, our boss, getting to do a little play-by-play again. Vinny Barry, producer and streaming that contest, is going to be Joey Garza. Also, baseball in La Jolla. The Weslaco Panthers are there. They're against the Coyotes. Announcer would be Fred Elfett. That game is Rafael Garces. So, total of 4 games being put on the air tonight by KWES. Nevia Herrera, the pitcher, coming to the plate. Number 22. Righty.
Batting first for San Antonio Holmes, number 22.
Both the pitchers they have, her and Rios, both righties. And she'll see if she can get something started, but it was good to see Weslaco at least cut into that lead in the last inning. Long night ahead. Try to chip away all you can. Herrera, we talked about her pitching. Hitter, hitting .444. Played 27 games, 36 hits, 32 RBIs, 8 two-base hits, 1 triple, 1 home run, 7 walks, and 13 strikeouts. So she is one of about 4 or 5 girls on the team, double digits in strikeouts. That's been Kat's specialty this year. Coming into the game, 208 strikeouts, has 1 so far. And the count right now is 2-1. In this playoff game tonight, we do have 4 umpires. That pitch is high, full count, actually 3-1 I should say. And Kat not wanting to get behind here, have a runner on base to begin the inning. Game scheduled for 7. Second round of the playoffs. And that is right to Romy Nunez. Liner to first. Romy perfectly positioned to make the out. Good job by the sophomore. And we have 1 out here in the second inning. Melanie Vargas coming up. She's the catcher. Wears number 15. And Vargas, 286 hitter. Played in 28 games, 22 hits, 13 RBIs, 9 doubles, 1 home run, 11 walks, and 17 strikeouts. As a matter of fact, she leads the team in strikeouts. And the count is 1-1. Actually, I believe Martinez is 18, so she is number 2 as far as number of strikeouts for the team. Chloe Martinez leads the team with 18. Kat with the pitch, and it's popped up to first. Romy going back and gets it. And right now, I believe the Lady Wildcats are leading 2-0. Am I right on that? 2 outs now. Giselle Ramirez at the plate. Both outs so far made by Romy. Batting .28, excuse me, let me make sure I get this. 27 games, batting .264, 19 hits, 9 RBIs, 2 base hits, no home runs, no triples, and also 12 walks and 6 strikeouts. Count is now 1-2. Her sister on the team, a freshman, Lola Reyes, a flex player tonight. That just misses on the corner. 2 and do all kinds of sports. Was here for a football game once. Softball, baseball, they do it all. And that is a swinging strikeout. And that ends the inning, so 3 up, 3 down. We have now played 2 full innings, and it is Holmes over Weslaco in girls softball, 2-1. So Kat, after struggling a little bit in the first, Oliver Wendell Holmes High School. They're in San Antonio. just as one particular dog. As a matter of fact, they are the mascot of Connecticut, University of Connecticut. And when I was doing the color analyzation for the Rio Grande Valley Vipers, the G League team out of Edinburgh, Texas this year, affiliate of the Houston Rockets, I asked one of their players who went to Connecticut, Christian Vital, a very good player, especially three-point shooting, if he knew the nickname of the Husky in Connecticut, and he did not. But for your knowledge, I will tell you, it happens to be Jonathan. I don't know if they have a live Husky mascot at all with Holmes, but again, in Connecticut, University of Connecticut, Jonathan is the name. So we are going to be going to the top of the third inning. Weslaco getting a run last inning. See if they can continue. Glad to have you aboard for our broadcast.
Batting first for Weslaco, number 8, Elizabeth Craig.
Elizabeth Craig now at the plate. So she is in the game. We mentioned it. She went to Memorial. Now, where's number 18? I believe she's playing center field. We'll double check. And that is going to be popped up. And it is an out to right field. So quick out. F7.
Up next, number 5, Lexus Escamilla.
Lexi Escamilla is next. Playing shortstop. Number 5. Grounded out in the first inning. Had a couple sisters, I believe, that played for Mario Rodriguez. Kind of the blue bloods of girls softball at Weslaco. Family well known for their exploits on the diamond, so to speak. I believe they have another sister coming up who's in 7th grade. And that will be foul. 1-1. Sun's starting to set. Again, days getting longer. I believe the longest day of the year is June 21st. Enjoy these longer days. Temperatures could be over 100 tomorrow, but Coach Rodriguez tells us the girls stay hydrated. They do have Gatorade there, but I think they mostly drink water. Encourages them to do that. They knew they were going to come into hot weather this weekend. It was no secret this was going to be a hot weekend. And they are ready for it. Coach always has them in good condition. And that's going to be hit by pitch. So Lexi gets on with 1 out here in the 3rd inning. Alexis Solis will be up next. She popped out to first. Getting some words from her head coach, Mario Rodriguez. Potentially, Escamilla could get a nice lead off. The coaches decide whether they want a 1-game playoff. Don't have your whole fate decided on me. Weslaco are a place to play district title, so they had the trophy out. And some bases errant and brought her home due to the air. Across the diamond, having the to go with 1. Batista, designated runner for the catch now. Allen, I'm sure we'll see more fans out here tomorrow. Out stealing. It's all knotted up at 2-all between Holmes, which means Reyes this season, as well as her by-district round. First game, went 2 for 4, 2 doubles. So she's doing it all. Mentioned Kat, she's got it all, and she's 14-4 overall this season. Marked 5 hits, couples walked 10 times, but struck out 18. We mentioned Holmes got about 3,000 students, by the way, in the San Antonio area. Oliver was 90. He was the oldest, 1941 to 1935. Here's the pitch outside. John Corrin, who has struck out more than she's walked. One of those slap hitters. Sydney Reed. Play. Tried to get it over. We now have runners at first, and now is on base once again. And now with Mario Rodriguez. Brandon Larson, of course, I'm a big fan of the LSU Reds, but probably better known for being the several won by Skip Bertman when he was there before he. And now, next or last time up and scored on Trinity. Third out next, be fouled back. Weslaco, and we'll see if the Lady Weslaco Wildcats taking on to left field. So top, she walked. So, excuse me, the Wildcats of Weslaco East also in the top of the third, and that is 1-1. So that ends the inning. Rhea strikes out, but one run. Panthers now by the score of 3-2. Cats and Mac High Bulldogs in boys baseball, and in La Jolla in boys baseball. Updated as the night continues west via YouTube. Teams that advance will stay, and it's going to be warm at one point. Please dress accordingly, you know, fluids or whatever. Water, I guess, is always the best. Going to be going. Thank you. Cat will come back to bat again. Cat, high district round. They beat him 5-0. And now again, very helpful. That's going to be inside. 3-1 the count. See if Cat can get on via walk. Cat very athletic, a lot of speed. Always want her on the base paths. Outside, and there we have it. Good eye. And so, Cat leads off the inning with a walk. Good player, good solid player, just a sophomore. And that is going to be a single off the glove of the shortstop. And now we will have runners at first and second to lead off the fourth. In the second inning, Reyes led off with the triple. Nunez struck out, and then Batista got the double, but was stranded on second. As we mentioned, we're in a nice facility now around here locally in Laredo. Outside, the runner at first. She is a catcher outfielder. 2-0 the count. Mentioned Nivea Herrera throws a number of pitches. 125 innings this year so far. 16. 3-2 lead, but lead run foul off the edge of the bat. Or were in pro football that went to Holmes. You remember Kerry Cash at tight end? He was. That's going to be a swinging strike, strike three. So Batista strikes next.
Number 34,
Mia Rodriguez. Grounded out. Second base. making the most of her opportunities. Her starters tonight, Rios and Martinez, just freshmen, so they run the gamut age-wise. Sun has just about inside, 2-1. Again, 2-2 that time. Ball hits the inside. Big pitch coming up. This is the outside corner. 3-2, full count. 5 seniors right now. Couple moments here in our game for keeping up with what's happening on the other KWES broadcasts. Struggling a little bit with her hitting, but I believe in hitting around 275. But again, as we mentioned earlier, some of the balls right at, but that's a baseball phrase, hit them where they ain't. We're not encouraging young people to use bad grammar. She's fouled off several pitches, trying to keep it live. Bags will be jammed with Panthers if she pitcher too. Go tonight. I would assume, unless, and that's going to be a called third strike. Mia thought for a moment. Now 2 strikeouts in a row for Herrera. Julie Rodriguez coming to the plate. He's one of those seniors. Also Madison Lopez, Jules Garcia, their catcher. Fine. Cat, but we saw her pitch last year too. They both former Holmes players. Minnesota Vikings. Won the count. Outs. Ball team, the AAA team, and outside of him, they were called the Skeeters. But now they're the left fielder, and now it is Holmes on the run. Flies out. 1 hit. No errors. Bottom of the 4th inning. Out of Corpus Christi leading over at the Weslaco East. Adrian De Leon, thank you very much for the scores. Also want to mention Don Ramirez, defense and offense, but he is the real Iron Man. Going out there, 95 to videographer. Always great to work with him. And again, into the bottom of the 4th inning. Holmes, white pants, green to end the last half inning with 2 Lady Panthers on base. Garcia, one of the better players. She will just line out. We will now have the pitcher, Nevia Herrera, coming up in the second. Herrera trying to get her 17th game. Have tacked on 3 more runs in the 3rd. We are going to the bottom of the 3rd. Out all over the place. Pitch, strike. So on 3 pitches for the game. Remember,
number 15.
Speaking of 15, here's Mel. Pops out to 3rd. And Huskies over the Weslaco Lady Panthers, 3-2 at Weslaco East. Photographer Val Zamora, and producing and streaming the broadcast dogs. Our broadcaster is Carlos Robledo. The Coyotes hosting the Weslaco Panthers. We got fall games. He is doing that game along with videographer Mike Palacios and producer and streamer of that game, Rafael Garces. Our videographer, as they will be also tomorrow. Coming up to bat, Elizabeth Craig. Her opportunities. Good to have her aboard.
Elizabeth Craig.
Hardly hit, a hard hit, I should say, not hardly hit. Real quick, so Craig lines out to the shortstop.
Up next, number 5. Next
To begin the 5th inning. Just somebody's been there. Couldn't have hit that ball much harder that time than out. And that will go 3rd to 1st. We have a liner, is now up. And then Escamilla making an out. And Alexis Solis at the plate. Nope. We'll see some umbrellas out, I'm sure. Lined over the third baseman into left field, and now we've got a runner on, I should say.
Up next, 27.
Pine run on first. Lead runner at the plate. Inside, ball one. You get here before we get into the downtown area. And things not looking good for added 3 more runs. So they are leading. Liner. Area, track and field, baseball, softball, football. You to second, and will get in, slides in underneath the possible tag. Excuse me, I'm sorry, it's Garcia at the plate. Garcia, if she does get on base, will come out for designated runner. But that was Solis with the stolen run in scoring position. He's a good fielder. That's the reason they don't. Now, Kat Reyes will come to the plate. She has tripled and walked. Actually, she was also up another time, but the inning ended when run again, 2 outs. First Laredo right on the border. Over the river you have Nuevo Progreso. Looked like a delayed steal. Tie and run, 90 feet away. Talking about Holmes. Melissa Westy, and I said, I see the green uniform. In. So Cat comes through again. Runners at first and second. Nunez. Weslaco has scored in the second, third, and 2 of them came in on a 2-run homer in the first off. 0-2 the count. Outside, 1-2. That's going to be fouled off. Second right now. And that is going to be a slow roll to the shortstop. It's going to be a tough play, but at first. So we have played now 4 Panthers. Holmes getting ready to come to bat. So in that inning, Kat Reyes coming through again. But the main thing for Weslaco, the game's all there, and they have thrown their getting ready, getting back to the plate. So happy that Kat warmed up without her protective gear, probably because it's so warm, but now she has her. And coming up to bat, excuse me, Giselle Ramirez will lead off.
Holmes, number 12, Giselle Ramirez.
Of course, that's the name what Tom Brady's wife. They're actually going to play in Germany this year, I think in Munich, the NFL. One of my pet chihuahuas is named Giselle. And she's been around a while. I think. So that is going to be the first out. That was F9. Game again scheduled. I've ever been to was that one last season between Weslaco East. There those some high-scoring games both in baseball and softball individually, mainly because of those mercy rules. But and according to my stats, top of the order, remember we said The two hitters at the top of the order are Slap. Rios has been on base a couple times via errors. 2 outs. Cats and Mac High Bulldogs in Weslaco by district round of boys baseball. Wildcats are now leading. Wildcats leading 5-0. Meanwhile, in the 4th inning of the game in La Jolla between the Coyotes and the Weslaco Panthers, Coyotes are leading in that by district game 7-1. And in the top of the 6th, Lady Hornets of Flower Bluff out of Corpus Christi still shutting out the Lady Wildcats of Weslaco. That game will have one in just a little bit. Again, you saw Rios try to slap that ball, or think about it. Pulls back, and the count is 2-1. Slap down to third, and complete. And it is a tie game between Holmes, the Lady Huskies, and the Lady Panthers of Weslaco. Remember, if the Lady Panthers win 2 out of 3, they'll move on to the regional quarterfinal here. And Fresno's beat them both at home, and then regional quarterfinals last year. Going to see if they can do it again this season. In their district to the O'Connor Panthers. And O'Connor just really tough. The one's going to Texas. And of course, one thing the Lady Panthers are known for are their, I know they've got a unicorn, and between innings here they came out with some of the headgear. One of the fun things to always, going now into the top of the 6th inning. We'll see what they can do. I think a lot of season have really turned it on. In the first half, they lost to Harlan, and Brennan had problems with them, but I think everybody in their district did. Anytime a team goes undefeated in their district, a tie game. And that's Stacy Batista, and she hits it tonight. She also had an RBI in the 2nd inning when she doubled in Kat Reyes, who led off with a triple.
Batting next for Weslaco, number 34, Mia Rodriguez.
Mia Rodriguez is up next for Batista. Mario Rodriguez telling the umpire about that. By the way, O'Connor, they're playing Los Fresnos defeated Mission 10-0 in the bi-district round. And as we mentioned, they split the season series. First pitch, a strike to Mia Rodriguez. Nothing. O'Connor, we talked about how they beat. Mia fouls the ball back. District, but we mentioned during that 7-game winning streak, they defeated Brennan 15-10 and Harlan 4-1. But in that Brennan game, I guess they got out to a 7-0 lead, Holmes, and then Brennan came back, but they held on for the victory. So that is going to be popped up. Is that in fair or foul territory? The ball. She's a freshman, outfielder and pitcher. So Mia.
Rodriguez.
Strike. I believe she's only given up on the 3rd base line. Their team, whether they be home or away. Stolen base, pitches high, ball bounces in, and the runner's safe. So runner in scoring position, lead runner in scoring position at second. There's a couple chances, still crucial. Last week in Weslaco. Last year, now Lola as a freshman get to contribute to the team. It'll be the 2nd out of the inning. With 2 outs, runner at second, but she gets up a little gingerly. Looks to be in some discomfort. Hopefully, again, nothing serious. Down by shutting out Del Rio 2-0 in the bottom. We mentioned the Huskies are on a 7-game winning. Two teams, neither has lost combined in their last 12. Seems to be all right. She comes back to the plate. Ran well down the field. And it's to be an out. Yes, it is 6-3. So we have played 5.5 here in Laredo. Neutral site game. And it's all knotted up. 3-all between the Holmes Lady Huskies coming to bat and the Weslaco Lady Panthers. Here in the late stages. Again, Weslaco, be that Holmes, they are 14 action, and Lady Panthers 32-6A. This is the 20. Always fun to do playoffs no matter where you are, no matter what round. And it's more of a statistician for ladies softball, also involved with, actually got me the record of Herrera, who again, nice season so far, 16-7 overall, 10-3 in district, ERA 3.57. So Herrera so far is about at her average ERA, gives up somewhere between 3 and 4 runs a game. Meanwhile, Cat giving up are in more difficult part of the season. We talked about Herrera had a number of pitches, a drop curve. She throws a number of different pitches, and Cat also pitches. We are now going to the box. Going to be Holmes coming to the plate. It was the 7th inning, tied at 3, and they score well important. This is not going to be potentially a high-scoring game. And Cat Casas leaders up first, and then Casas. We mentioned she came into the game leading in RBIs, at least. He gets struck out. Trinity Reyes, who hit a home run of Corpus Christi Flower Bluff. The mercy rule, if the Wild, at least 3 runs in this inning to make it to the 7th. The Wildcats are leading the Mackay Bulldogs, are leading the Weslaco Panthers 7-1. Again, for the boys, it's by district action. For the girls, is going to move to the regional quarterfinals. Again, Trinity, first inning, doesn't want to give her anything too good to hit. Looked like some sort of riser, maybe. 8-6 complete. Holmes, the Lady Huskies, 3. Very important for the Lady Panthers. They have Julie Rodriguez, but if she play the games. But obviously you've got Julie Rodriguez, and she does a good job. But, and that goes for all the players. You want to keep your players fresh. It's good tonight. But again, yeah, to maybe get something started. So we are going to go. Last game Weslaco played. In the last game they played, the player's just a junior. Plays shortstop, sometimes plays, as we told you earlier, also pitcher, but maybe they haven't. There's got to be a lot of incentive when you're playing, you know, like about the 7th largest city, 8th largest city in the nation. Just get a batter on base. If they have 4 batters come up, Reyes is scheduled to bat. And that's going to be a walk. And here, getting for the players from Holmes. I believe I've got this correct that tomorrow, probably for the 2nd game, Weslaco will be the home team. And then I would guess, unless they do another, but we'll see. And this time the runner's going to head to 3rd, and he's going to slide in. Is it safe? Have to wait. So, Escamilla shows her skill on the base. We've talked about the fact that this is a very intelligent player, very to play, especially in this heat. But we've seen her play human games before. 1 out. Hit a long fly to the outfield. Lead. Just get that ball in play. More exciting plays in baseball, but I don't think we'll see that tonight. Remember seeing an old 2-1 the count. I've seen some double steals of home in person. A steal home just in minor league baseball when I was covering the Double-A. And then I know that team one time had it. All right, 3-2 the count. I guess if you're a Holmes fan, one would be a positive. Let's put it that way. Would be Rules will not. She walks and she will not be the base run. That means need a runner at first. Runners on the corners with one out, and now everybody's talking. Both teams have out. Melissa's. If you're, don't think they'll have that tomorrow in the first game. These both have thrown a lot of innings. I know Herrera's thrown over 130 this year. Cats. And there's also the mental factor. You go to bed tonight with a 1-0 easier. Even though you're. And you know, and shut down the team in the bottom of the inning. She's got the ability to do that. She's got the talent to potentially do it. Let's put it that way. So now a hit could bring in 2 runs. Even a little dinky hit. And it'd be huge to have a 2-run lead in a close scoring game like this one. Low scoring, however you want to put it. 3-1 the count. Utility player right now, sophomore. Lexi at third. That's inside, and that might have been like, hey, we really, really don't want to pitch the in the zone. You'd almost rather walk them.
Up next, number 22, Romy Nunez.
Now here's Romy Nunez. So she's definitely got the ability to hit clutch. She is definitely, hey, you walk her, you bring in a run. So you got to give her some pitches to see. These girls softball game. Okay, trying to get a double play on a ground ball. Bravo. He's here tonight a lot at the games, but Dell outside 1-2. Move on now to the regional quarterfinals. They the bottom of the 6th. And again, the 10-run Mercy have to say the home in the 6th. First base. So it will. Romy will make it to first on the fielder's choice.
Now batting, number 10, Stacy Bautista.
Stacy Bautista's up. She's Gara. Gets it to the catcher Vargas for the and not able to capitalize with runner. This is Weslaco Lady Panthers players again. We mentioned the Lady Horn Weslaco in the area round. Meanwhile, and they are leading in the 5th inning, trying to win it. And right now, by the score of 10-1. We'll keep you updated, providing the scores. We do appreciate that. Don Ramirez outside grills. He likes to grill meat. Don, I hope you snuck the grill in the back and just treat us instead to some barbecue. Okay, that'll work, Don. So that's what Adrian just told me. All right. What's that? Oh, Adrian said that you're going to give a full rack of ribs to anybody or everybody. Anybody or everybody. Well, we are now going to the bottom of the 7th. And all. Cat has gone all the way pitching. And that, yes, good throw. Begin the bottom of the 7th. And again, remember, a couple chances to bring the runner in on that got the triple to lead off to deep center. Wanted to see if she could win the game. She could win the game for herself. Obviously, a meeting at the. And remember, if Weslaco loses, if there's a 3rd game needed, it'll start. Reason Weslaco, if they have to, can't win 2 games. One of the reasons maybe you drop the game, than you, especially if you got to play 2 games. We're not taking Weslaco, so we are pulling for the Panthers. And I feel like that. You can tell it's the 7th now on a hot day. Yeah, okay, that's good. All right, 0-1 the count to Herrera in the by-district round. When she, that is going to be 2-1. Here, only walked 7. Cat on the mound. Cat hitting a little. We are in a closed press box, fortunately for And that is lined right to Romy. We talked about how she's potato right to first, catching it for the first out, and had the presence of mind to make sure the runner didn't try to advance from. Vargas popped out to first, flied out to third, swings at some high heat. 0-2 now is some during this series. Sydney Rios. We go to a third game and they've got to use her. She's a great athlete now, distance at least. Did it again. In the eighth, though Cattle Garcia, of course, one of the better hitters. She's hitting about 450. That's foul, needs it. And we're seeing that right now. But again, like we talked earlier, and only Coach Rodriguez knows how long he'll, and maybe I'll ask him tomorrow by district round. And that swung and fouled down the first base side. But you can't really imagine, I don't know. It is night at least. That ball again. And she makes the huge put out, tied up with a Holmes ability. And what a pitching effort by, they got to be pretty high. Ball to run the leadoff hitter that got the triple, but still have some good defensive help too. And Romy signs, and we'll see if they get it. But hats off to Romy for the eighth. And again, we will have some good hitters coming up. We're near the bottom of the order, but remember, when you're talking about Weslaco, I mean, this is a solid order, any way you look at it. So we know that Mia Rodriguez has been in a slump, but I still put my money on her to do good. She's going to do something special in this series. Maybe right now, as she leads off. She has struck out and grounded out, even though she's struggled. But they've watched tape of Mia. We always call about the sleeping giant in a game. Someone to come out of nowhere and do something, it could be her. And there you clutch, right? This is Showtime. I know that Lakers got that series right now on HBO, Showtime. Talking about the glory years with Magic Johnson. You can like it or not like it. We're not going to get into that right now on how realistic it is or not, but still. Mia getting that single. Runner over to third. The throw was errant. An error on the throw, I believe, from third to first. Just went to third. Is up, and I don't know if they're going to call this catcher's. Rodriguez is at second. Score tied 3-all. Remember, Holmes does have the last at bats. It goes, it falls right there into shallow center field, and the runner comes in from third. Key in this game, and going to the order, Lexi Escamilla. So, did the transfer potentially get, you got to come in, and when you play, hung around these guys, I knew them. The G League playoffs, they were a road in Delaware. Ball into center field. Give me at bat. Coming in for Rodriguez. Maybe. So Escamilla again. Off the inning with a hit, got to third on a throwing error. Third base line, throws to third, and gets the runner. Runner holds at second. So runners at first and second with one out. Tagged out at third. Trying to advance from second to third. Escamilla at first. Again, and then the top of the order, a couple slap hitters. And be a wild throw from third. Solis gets to third, and 2 runs come in.
Garcia.
Plates more runs. And again, we are now going to the bottom of the 8th. They lead again over the Lady Huskies on, and then there's some errors and feeling lapses by the other team, and that 5-3. The Lady Wildcats in the area game. In the 6th, And in the bottom of the 6th in La Jolla, it is the Coyotes. So a couple of runs come in. And Weslaco, for a moment, win. Scores, and Weslaco adds another insurance run. Cat's still in there at pitching, Cat Reyes. Bottom of the order, Chloe Martinez.
Batting first for San Antonio Holmes.
She struck out her last time up. 19 strikeouts, I believe, now. Walked 10 weaker hitters up, letting her get on. She squares the bunt, pulls back. Try to get that bunt single. But that's going to be a walk. Leadoff batter on. And now we're going to the top of the order. Came into this game batting .516, the leading batter. Nice job that time. Mio.
Up next, number 6, Gabby Orozco.
And again, being forced out on that play. We're talking about Chloe Martinez. 0-1. Also got a sacrifice today on a won the count. Left this game. Again. Catlin Casas. Rios leads the team. So Cat will definitely earn this win. She's going to face the meat of the order. That popped up. 1 and 2. 2 o'clock here in Laredo. Best of 3. 2 outs. Huge strikeout. Again, Cat is always coming through in the. And I apologize. That was Harris that made the last out, not Casas. But Harris, Gabriela Harris. And now this is Casas, and we mentioned that she was second on the team with 43 hits. Leads with 37 RBIs. So the third out will not be easy in this game. Another strike, 1 and 2. Here in this series. They win the first game here in Laredo. Last year was against Harlan. This year, Cat, she comes through once again, and that leads to the victory. And you just got to be so proud. I mean, you know, moment. And again, just outstanding. Now remember, okay, and KWES will be here with all the action. Stand by for that. And again, Cat will pick up the win tonight. And just a fantastic job by her coming through in the clutch. And just the whole team, you got to give them credit. The game will be started by Julie Rodriguez. But again, for Weslaco, they had runs in the second and while a 2-run homer by Trini Reyes for the home team. Holmes in the first inning. We will have one game at 2 o'clock tomorrow, if necessary, a third game after that. I want to thank my crew, Adrian De Leon. Great job, Adrian. And then, of course, outside, braving the elements, the humidity tomorrow. So for one more time, it is the Lady Panthers of Weslaco defeating, in 8 innings, extra innings, defeating Holmes, the Lady Huskies out of San Antonio. Place tomorrow in Laredo at the Bill Johnson Student Activities Center. I'm Scott Harrison signing off. This has been a KWES production.
my God.
Did I tell you about Mia?
Wow.
Didn't I tell you about her?
Wow.
Didn't I? All right. I mean, it's hard sometimes to just get these gaps. Why were you getting worried? Why were you getting worried?
I don't know. I just felt like momentum was going.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. I heard you say that, though, but next thing I was thinking.
No, Mia, like I told you, I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her.